Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Impossible. In this clip, I discuss not only in the ways of which classical music helps me deal with emotions, how to embrace them, and how to manage them, but also in ways of helping me to be present in the moment, to be mindful of what's happening in the here and the now. My reflection of the Utah Symphony Orchestra performing three beautiful pieces. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And whenever I go to the symphony, which is once every 2 or 3 months, I wish it was once every 2 to 3 weeks, but that's to come. So, but whenever I go to the symphony, I'm always reminded so heavily and so profoundly the importance of being present within the moment. I Something that I yearn for and that I absolutely enjoy about the symphony is the opportunity to just to not only experience some incredible music, but to also experience it in a very tempered manner. The hall is quiet. It has 500,000, 1,500 people in it, or even more if you're in a bigger hall. But like it's time where the symphony has everybody's attention, and everybody, well, should be everybody. Again, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down that route. Everything's fine. People cough, people clear their throat, drop their phones, drop their water bottles. People were dropping like bottle caps last night. I'm like, dude, what is going on? The Utah Symphony, you need like carpeted floors or something, because the hardwood floors, I love them, but for people that can't be quiet. So when the orchestra has the attention of the hall and everybody is just on the edge, like especially for the pieces that put people on the edge of their seat, or just in general, they have the attention of the audience, and the audience, I enjoy being within that communal setting of an orchestra hall where everybody is just like wrapped up in what's happening on the stage, because what's happening on the stage is something extremely incredible. I mean, that's the great thing that I truly enjoy about classical music, is that this is not simple stuff. This is not for the for the tame, for the weak, at heart, or even technique. Like, this stuff is challenging. This music is challenging, and then not only is the music challenging, but the notes in front of you are challenging. But then you have to not keep up with. You have to stay with, in terms of tempo and and inflection, and for the strings, like something that is heavily graded within symphonies is the string, is not the string but the bow action. Like if the violins, say there's 20 of them, and you have 8 different like pathways that are occurring at the same time, the same notes could be played, but people could be in just completely different positions of like bow wise. Like, that's something that's extremely it's sought after for an orchestra to be together on the action of the bow within the sections. And so, and then you have to stay with the rest of the symphony. If you have a solo, or if you have a duet, with another an instrument from a different section, it's just there's so much going on. The conductor's trying to keep all of this together. Now, it is your larger symphonies. I mean, these are professionals. They didn't they didn't just pick up their instrument six months prior to you hearing them. So it's it certainly is the creme de la creme, and to experience that is immensely profound and powerful, especially if it's for a piece that you enjoy hearing. And so it's insanely difficult for them to be all together like that. And so when you get the opportunity to experience the symphony, it really is an incredible time, in my opinion. For one, for the communal nature. The audience's attention should be is to the stage, to the orchestra. Secondly, it's just quiet. It's just quiet. You don't hear phones going off. You don't hear people talking. It is just music in a live setting and everything going on outside for a moment is just, it's like that part is void. Excess background noise, background stuff going on. It's just, it's not on the program for the hour and a half to 2.5 hour performance. It's just not there, and I enjoy that so much. It's how do I wind down? How do I take time off? Is listening to classical music, even just in the YouTube or Spotify setting, but especially in the live setting. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good metal concert. I don't mosh. I don't do that anymore. I'm old. I can't do that. But I can enjoy a metal concert. Really really loud. Rammstein. I've seen them 2 times, 3 times. To where I swear their volume knob goes every other concert, like every other band's volume knob goes to master volume goes to 10. Well, Rammstein's goes to 100, and they take it all the way there. Insane, so insane. But hearing a symphony, having it just quiet in the hall, having this moment to really experience what the composer was trying to convey, and with composers like Beethoven, Dvorak, Rachmaninoff, Mozart, Bach, Chopin, Prokofiev, the list goes on. Like a lot of these composers, there's a reason why that it was their job. Like they got to do this like as a career, was writing music, and it was such profound music, and there's a reason for that. It's you. The connection, especially with Rachmaninoff, that I've made has been something more than profound, I would say. It's something that it's very difficult for me to explain in words because of the emotions that I feel within that connection with his music. I mean, it's more than just the third piano concerto. It's it's all 4 of them. Third's my favorite, but I thoroughly enjoy all 4. His second piano concerto is the one that's most played in terms of across the board around the globe. But his symphonies as well, I love. The Isle of the Dead Symphony, Symphony Number 2, and then his preludes. It just goes on, and I really, the connection with classical music that I have found is just on, it's on a different level. I don't know if I want to say that it's a level above everything else, because I mean certainly metal is the reason why that I listen to classical. I mean metal music is what got me to to go to music school in the first place, and certainly like classical, the term classical music, but with all the different periods. But like that music came second. But I believe that it is the ability for classical music to bring you more present into the moment and able to really hone in a particular feeling with so much more precision and audacity. It is the best, in my opinion, at doing that, at allowing a particular connection to occur. I firmly believe, and in my experience, that it is the best at doing that. And that could be choral works, that can be orchestral works, that can be chamber works, or even solo works like solo piano. Those are definitely biased. But that's, in my humble opinion, that is classical music, and those performances for myself is the closest thing that I can get to an interpretation of human emotion to the highest degree. That the how they express emotion, how they represent emotion, how they tackle particular ideas and and problems, or how they approach certain ideas. You know, I just it's the best at doing that. It And one of the things that it does best is it brings you into being present in the moment, both mentally and spiritually figuratively, emotionally, spiritually as well, but mostly like, mindfulness, it does a fantastic job in really helping you kind of optimize and hone that in as a skill set. But also, physically, what it does to me physically is through those other foundations, but then it's expressed physically, out of the body, is just, it's its ability to do so is so profound and grotesque and powerful that it will rise me to the best of moods. It will put me in the most somber of moods. It will put me into the most angry of moods. It'll put me into the most excited. It'll put me into the most sad. Classical music is the most profound and able manner of dealing with human emotions and providing a path for you to deal with them and to exercise them and to absorb them, but to then express them. It is the best way to express human emotion and experience, in my opinion. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out that clip. If you want to watch the full-length episode, click here. And if you want to catch more of this type of content, more of this idea, more of this mentality and this mindset, please click in the description the link to our school, where you can engage with others who are also pursuing the impossible. So thank you for watching, take care, and as always, be impossible.